So today we have gotten through basically the unadjusted trial balance, right? The first two columns of our 10-column worksheet. And in your CHAMPS packet, you can check those numbers. You can't go any further until your adjusted trial balance is the same. Once you have those two columns filled out, then we're moving on in CHAMPS to page 16, which is our adjusting and closing entries. And the one that I want to take a look at together, I think you'll be fine doing the depreciation and the interest accrual and all that, but I'd like to take a look at number G. So if you could just read that at the bottom of page 16 to yourself, and then we'll do it together. So basically what this is telling us is that the cost of the ending inventory at the end of the period is $16,869,000. How have we been handling inventory in this project so far? Purchases. That's exactly what we've been doing. So first off, can we just go and recreate what we think a cost of goods sold model looks like? What plus what minus what equals cost of goods sold? Anybody remember this? We start with beginning balance. Plus everything you purchase. That gives you your cost of goods available, right? So everything I started with plus everything I bought gives me cost of good available to sell. Then I subtract my ending inventory, and I get my cost of goods sold number. What's in your beginning balance number for inventory? Go look it up in your general ledger and tell me what you got. What's your beginning balance number for inventory? Yeah. And what do you have in your purchases for the period? That should be in your general ledger. What do you have for your purchases number? I gotta go find it.
You have 67,146.
What number is, oh, here it is. 67,146, yep. Okay. And what are they telling you right now in this adjusting entry that your ending inventory is? Yeah, 16,869. So when you put all this together, you're going to get your cost of goods sold number, right? The model. Okay, what we're going to do is and what kind of account is cost of goods sold again? It's your largest expense, isn't it? Right? Sales minus COGS gives you gross profit. It's your largest expense number. So what we need to do, in essence, because we've got a beginning balance of purchases and an inventory that all makes up our cost of goods sold, what we're really going to end up doing, you guys, is closing all three of these, closing these two accounts and establishing this one through income summary. What do we use income summary for again? Yeah, to close out all of our revenues and expenses.
The temporary is a temporary account.
It's a temporary account. What's gonna feel weird is you've never taken an asset to income summary, have you? Only your revenues and expenses. But what I'm essentially gonna do here is I'm gonna get rid of this to income summary. And then I'm gonna get this on the books to income summary. And then purchases is going to be closed out when I do my closing accounts. So what I'm asking you to do for this adjusting journal entry is get your beginning balance off of inventory and take it to income summary. And then establish your ending balance. So how are you going to get your inventory off the books, your beginning balance? Because that's, you want to replace it with the ending balance.
You do your
You're not taking it to cost of goods sold. You're never actually, all you're doing is building that model, but we don't have a COGS account. So you're going to get your beginning inventory off the books.
credit inventory, debit.
Yep, and then you're going to turn around and put on your ending balance. So you're going to get that $5 million number off. And then you're going to put the ending balance, which is the 16,869, on. I know this is, that's why I'm just telling you how to do this. This is kind of a convoluted way to do it, but because you don't have a cost of goods sold account, you've got to close all three of these accounts basically to income summary. It's going to all show up. My point is, what I want you to pull from this is, here's how you calculate your cost of goods sold number. Make sure that's what shows up on your P&L. Secondly, here's your adjusting journal entries for inventory. And when you do your closing entries, purchases has got to close out. It's a debit type account, so you're going to close it out with all your other expenses, right? Credit all the expenses and debit income summary. And when you do that, all three of those numbers are going to end up in income summary, and that is going to be COGS. I think the only other thing is I asked you for Monday, let's just take a quick peek at the schedule here.
So,
Go ahead.
you have to be done with all of this?
Just a sec, let's see. Yeah, you've got to get your ledger done first before you can take it to your unadjusted trial balance.
So all that's gotta be done?
You've got to finish posting that.
Right,
Then you go to your unadjusted trial balance.
right. It's
Then-
all that all has to be done Monday.
By Monday, come to class with your AJEs done. Your adjusting journal entries. And if you want to continue that, working on your worksheet, in other words, filling out that 10-column worksheet, have at it. I mean, this is a compressed time schedule, so if you can get ahead of the game, that's great.
Well, I won't be here.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do then is you want your AJs, okay, I'm going to say goodbye just a second on the tape. Okay, and for everybody else that's listening to this, don't forget, if you're continuing your 10-column worksheet, I give you the profit number, so make sure to check that as well before you move on.